book, don't get stuck on sad pages. Rainy days with no money. Hard work lead to days that are sunny. Looking back, it was all needed. The problems, the pain, the trauma, the grieving. You are now tuned in to the prisoner to painter. Prisoner to painter. Hard work, dedication. Rainy days, inspiration. Prisoner to painter. And now, a word from your local Pope dealer.
So unintentionally, we've connected all these people, which wasn't even on purpose. So now all like the guests have now started talking to each other. Yes, but also it's like my main thing is preserving history. Like dude, so like I know nothing about my great grandfather, nothing at all. I mean, I couldn't tell you his name even. So it's like in 50 years, the internet's still going to be a thing. I mean, maybe somebody will be like, man, what was my grandpa Cornell up to back then? And it's like, dude, they can find your story.
Yeah,
like, you know, so that's cool to me.
Yeah.
But awesome. So welcome to the Prisoner to Painter podcast. I'm Nathan McDermott, and Katie McDermott is sitting this one out. She had a long day at work, but we understand clearly. And then today we have Cornell coming on as the guest.
I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate this opportunity. Dude,
I really appreciate you coming on. It's funny because I still get what's the word, awestruck almost because like you're big in the community. So I still part of me was like, man, he said yes. Like I'm kind of geeking over here, but
I'm just me. Like, and even at work, like I tried not to take credit because I'm just me. I just try. So no reason to be awestruck. I'm just a regular guy, dad. Like I'm just me.
Yes, sir. Well, one thing I tell everybody from the get-go, I will smile a lot and I make a lot of eye contact, but I really want you to know I am excited to hear your story. Like, and I tell that to every guest because it's real. Like it's not a facade. Like I am excited. So awesome. We got this, and I always drop his name. We got this piece of advice from Pastor Mike of Radiant. Do you mind giving us a brief synopsis at the beginning of what you do, and then we'll work our way from childhood up to what you do?
Okay. Like what I do as
current
for a living for a paycheck. Yeah. Okay. So
I guess what do, right?
So my 9 to 5 is I am the male engagement coordinator for all Head Start, early Head Start for Community Action Agency.
Awesome.
So I created the program first, and then I create different activities every month, different things to get fathers more acclimated and involved in the classroom with their children, in the formative early childhood years. And then I also do community fatherhood outreach.
Yes, sir.
And then I also work for the Jackson County Juvenile Facility.
Awesome.
I was doing that on schedule. So I was doing both jobs 7 days a week for around a year.
Okay.
Raising 4 kids was a lot. So I kind of took a step back from being on schedule at the facility to just picking up shifts.
Okay.
So I can still be as much of a blessing as God allows me to be in that realm, without it being overwhelming. So
I'm kind of excited to talk about that a little bit. I had my stint in juvie when I was younger.
Yeah, I should have went. One of the things that I tell the kids there is that a lot of people who work there either went there or understand they should have gone there.
Gotcha.
And it gives you a little bit better way to connect.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about that, man. So here, I'm sure you know, but we start from childhood and we work our way to where you are now. Got about an hour. I do that. People attention spans, dude, are I'm just being real. It's like one episode of Law and Order or something's an hour. So I try to keep this just like you would see on TV.
Yeah.
So, I guess what was your family dynamic growing up?
Oh man. So growing up in the household, it was my mom, who was a white woman.
Okay.
And then it was myself, my brother, and then eventually my sister, all biracial.
Okay.
So I grew up in a single parent household for the most part.
Understood.
My sister's dad was in the household while he was there.
Okay.
He left, they broke up, but he was still an active father to my sister and to me.
Awesome.
But then he was murdered So the dynamic never really evolved more than that group for a long period of time.
Gotcha.
Like there were boyfriends coming who came and went,
Mhm.
but nothing that lasted long term.
What did mom do for work?
It's crazy. So my mom did a lot of different stuff before I was born.
Okay.
But I can't remember ever seeing her work.
Okay.
Like I can't ever remember seeing my mom go to work. So
Mhm.
she did a lot of stuff. So there's stories that I hear of what she did,
Mhm.
but never being able to say, yeah, I saw my mom leave in the morning and come back in the afternoon. Or
Gotcha.
however.
My mom never worked either.
Yeah.
Different dynamic, but my mom, she never worked. Before I was around, she worked, but I never worked either.
Yeah.
This has become one of my favorite questions. What was your favorite cereal growing
I was about to cuss. I was about to
up? Oh, you're good.
I don't like growing up. I don't like. I was poor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man, what we used to get with the little WIC cards or whatever, Life.
Mm-hmm.
So
like, geez, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like growing up, and it's crazy because I'm a huge cereal guy now.
Mhm.
But growing up, like Life is what we got because that's what we were handed.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So cinnamon Life, not even the regular Life, but cinnamon Life. Yes.
It's funny that you said that you guys were poor. Well, it's not funny, but
No,
but that's the reason why I asked that question. Is because you can eat, dude. I've learned a lot from somebody's childhood from to ask them what type of cereal because Chex Mix or not Chex Mix, but
Would you either King Vitamin or you got Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like so it's like you had generic Fruity Pebbles. Like, you probably didn't come from a lot of money. Oh, I ate Cocoa Puffs every morning. Probably came from money. So that's become one of my favorite questions.
Yeah. I like the questions like that are curveball, but give you a little bit of insight.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Awesome,
I love it.
Who was your most influential person growing up?
Man, so I would have to say for 99% it was my mom.
Awesome.
Like, but I think in different realms they were different people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my mom had my back through everything. Through school was super hard.
Mm-hmm.
And not even necessarily the kids, because you know what to expect from kids.
Yeah.
But like the school system and how they handle things. My mom always had my back. My sister's dad was super influential in teaching me that you don't have to be biologically somebody's parent to love them.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was super influential in music. So now I listen to all sorts of music. Like,
Awesome.
As I pulled up, I'm listening to some new stuff that I found scrolling through TikTok that's newer hip hop and newer R&B, but like AI to 1960s blues.
Okay.
So I'm listening to Miss Jackson by Outkast, like it's made in 1955 blues, and like so influential in different areas. A lot of people, for the most part, overall, my mom.
Did you go to Jackson Public?
Unfortunately,
yeah.
Like that's one of the jokes that I make when I'm at the juvenile facility. Like there are points where we're taking people off of these unit that they are to maybe go to the gym or something, and I'll be like, I went to Jackson Public Schools, so you get this point taken away, it's gonna be multiplied, and I don't know how to add. So so I always make the joke, but I did. I went to Jackson Public. 3 months left of high school. We became homeless. Okay. So I had to move to Battle Creek with a family friend. And that was insane because they wouldn't transfer any Jackson credits. So they wanted me to go to school for another 4 years.
Damn.
So I super rebelled against the system.
Yeah.
Literally the day before graduation, his name was Leader. Okay. Mr. Leader was the principal. Okay. He called me. He was like, Cornell, you want to graduate? I was like, anything more than anything in the world.
Give me that paper.
He was like, if you can get down here, and again, I come from generational trauma. Like back then, I didn't know the importance of turning in your school book at the end of the year. So of course I got a long list of school fines. So he's like, look, I'll write off everything. I'll transfer you back today right now if you can get down here Didn't have a license. Listen, I borrowed my best friend's brother's car. Listen, and I came down to Jackson and I graduated.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So a lot of people looking out for me that I didn't know were super pivotal in getting me where I was now. Because had I not graduated that year, it wasn't happening.
Gotcha.
Like I'm an 18-year-old father to be.
Okay.
Father to be. I knew I was gonna have a kid out of high school. I'm not about to go to school for another 4 years. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Totally
that's crazy though.
Yeah.
22, like that.
Totally bucking the system.
Yeah.
Totally bucking it. Like,
man.
Yeah.
This is clearly we ask hard to ask questions.
Dude, ask away.
But also hard to ask for me. So I say that so I do this every time I ask this question, but I'm still gonna. So last episode, what was his name? Lamar. I forget his name. Anyway, I asked him what it was like being a black man growing up. Okay, so after I asked him that, we're outside, shooting the shit. I don't have a racist bone in my body, like I don't, but we're shooting the shit, and we're talking, and I say, man, I ask every black guest this, and he asked me, well, why don't you ask every guest that? Yeah. And I think we're just like bantering. I'm like, well, because if you ask a white guy that, like, it's kind of fucking pointless because like let's be real, it's kind of fucking pointless. So all that being said, just to say, what was it like being black growing up? But then I guess secondly, you're mixed, so I guess you have it bad from both community. I don't know how that works.
So you're the first person to actually recognize that without it being brought up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But before I'm either one of those things, growing up, I was a person with a skin condition.
Okay.
So I got, before you get the black looks, and you know what a black look is if you're a person of color. Before you get the black looks, or even the you're not as black looks, because when you're biracial, you understand what that is.
Okay.
I got he's a person with skin condition looks.
Okay.
So that formed my understanding of the world and my view. So like, what was it? The first day of school. And it's crazy to think that like now working in schools that somebody would say this, but people are people.
Yeah.
So the very first day of school, I'm coming home. And if you're familiar with the Jackson area, I grew up in Chile Terrace.
Okay.
And in the projects. So on the little short Head Start bus, that we used to all be in. So I pulls around the corner and it pulls right in front of the park. Bus driver stands up. She turns around. She says, "You guys see that kid back there?" And one of my best friends was like, "Yeah, that's CJ." So anybody who's known me I'm 41. Anybody who's known me for 25, 30 years can call me CJ.
Okay.
Because that's what I grew up on. I hated the name Cornell.
Gotcha.
So my friend is like, "Yeah, that's CJ." And she was like, "Y'all go home and wash your hands. He got AIDS."
Hell no.
Like, swear. That's my very first day of school.
Damn.
So like I got that before I ever got the black. I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood.
Okay.
So my mom was one of two Caucasian people or moms in the projects at that time. So growing up being black was normal. Growing up with a white mom was not. Because I remember, and it's crazy to think, just like the things that form you, the things that shape you. So I remember one of the things my mom used to do is every night she would want us to all sit down and watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy together. That's what we would do as a family.
I fucking love that.
And it's crazy, right? Because now me and my kids are on YouTube and shit, watching whatever form of crazy Jeopardy playing, keeping score on the iPad. But so I remember sitting in there one day and people were running up. We had pane glass windows, the big pane glass windows before they did the remodels. I remember somebody ran up with a gun and banged down the window and was like, "Get your cracker ass out the neighborhood."
Damn.
So it wasn't, I didn't know that black was different until I dated a girl whose grandparents were super racist.
Okay.
So that's when being black, or the old school mentality, drop of black blood is black,
Okay.
And it's crazy that we're having this conversation because I was just having a conversation with a friend of mine who works at another CAA who was asking me about their daughter. And her daughter is biracial with about 4 or 5 different races or ethnicities.
Yeah.
And she's like, why does she have to be black? Why does the world have to tell her that she's black? Or why does she have to choose to be black and not the Chinese,
or whatever,
biracial, Caucasian, Irish, and I think Cherokee person that she is? Why can't she be all of those things? And I think it's the world tries to put us in a box of being black. Being biracial, I truly feel like I'm not black enough for the black crowd, and I'm too black for the white crowd. So I find myself in the middle. You know what I'm saying? My hair isn't as I can't put cornrows or dreads, like, you know what I'm saying. And then my brother's biracial, but he had dreads like crazy. And but I can't appear to be certain ways. You know what I'm saying? To fit in or to not fit in or to not stand out. You know. But it's also a gift and a curse. Like I think that series by Colin Kaepernick on Netflix, I think it was, did one of the most amazing jobs of explaining what it's like to be biracial, by him explaining the experiences that he went through growing up in America.
Morgan Freeman once said the only way to end racism is to quit talking about it, and I disagree. That's why I asked and talk about it.
I fucking hate that.
No,
I hate that shit. Because
see,
okay, I'm gonna get backlash for this, but I don't care. Okay, I think a lot of times people of color use racism when there is none.
Understood.
And I think a lot of times non-people of color act like there isn't racism when there is.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so are we ever going to get over racism? Not in anybody's lifetime that we know.
No, I agree.
But I also think that the generations that keep moving forward past us keep biting away at that. Like,
We'll say my generation, me, like, dude, I don't care what color, who you are, what you are. I love unconditionally. So I think my generation is the one that's starting to turn the right way.
So, and how I explain to people is this: my mom was born in 1957. She's still alive. Okay. So if we know that the first 7 years are some of the most formidable, if not the most formidable of a child's life, then that means from the first 7 years of my mom's life, she was taught that African Americans weren't human beings, that they were three-fifths human beings. So if my mom is still alive, then we know the people who are making decisions, who are in power, who are still alive, and those are the ones making decisions in power. And then if we use a logical mindset behind it, then we know that we pass power on to people who believe the same thing that we believe. Just like if I'm the manager at McDonald's, I'm not gonna train the next manager at McDonald's to do things differently than I do.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm gonna promote the person who believes the exact same thing that I do. So racism is prevalent, deep, but
and I don't want to stir it all that direction, but I know it's part of your story, so I won't. But I did say this during Justin's podcast. Eventually, all the fucking rich white dudes in power will be dead. So I mean, really, they will be dead. Hopefully, the ones following up are not as stupid, racist, whatever. You know? So
there were 2 conversations that I had. Well, one conversation that I had and one video that I watched that completely changed my mind on racism. Okay, it was a conversation that I had with somebody, and I was about January 6th. Okay, and he was like, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. And the person who I'm talking about, if they're watching, they'll remember the conversation that we had. Okay. And they know. They're like, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. And I didn't understand it. But and how he broke it down is the numbers for white America are dwindling fast. So what did they do? They did anything that they could to try to maintain control of something that they're realizing that they are losing. And then to back end of that, I saw a video of a conversation of an older British gentleman having a conversation of non-color, having a conversation with a younger British gentleman of color. And he was talking about racism, and the older white man, he said, what do you expect me to do? He said, all of my power All of my control is fleeting. So just like you fight for your power, I'm fighting to keep mine. And I was like, damn. Like so like it shattered. I was like, okay, as much as it sucks to make sense, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that just means that the opposite side fights harder. You know what I'm saying? Because if you take yourself and your anger and your hate and everything out of it, that does make sense. Is it right? No. So that's why the other side fights harder, and eventually that's not going to be there.
Yep, exactly. No, I eventually it won't be, but like what you said, not in our lifetime, probably not in a couple lifetimes to follow, but it will. You know, eventually there ain't going to be different colors. I mean, let's be real. You know, eventually there ain't going to be
like 2065 or something. The majority of people in America are going to be light skinned, a mix of. Yeah,
dude, there ain't gonna be 100 years from now, there ain't gonna be no white, there ain't gonna be no nothing. There's gonna be gray.
And if we think about it, like race was defined by us humans in the last couple hundred years. So like we're fighting over something that
we did.
We created. Like, come on.
It pisses me off so much because like we didn't have to do this. Why did we have to make taxes? Why did we have to make hate? Why we did this?
Yes.
Oh my god. Sorry, but so you get to come back to J High. Oh, let me one more question before we move on.
Yep.
What is your least favorite memory of childhood?
So I don't have a least favorite memory.
Good.
What? No.
Oh,
No. You're good. What I have is a lot of memories blocked out. So I remember moving out of my mom's house when I was like 15. Because the guy that she was with was a piece of shit. Like would like come in my room and like literally tear my room up, flip my room over, take all the clothes out my dresser, throw them all over the floor, flip my bed, push the TV over, take my medicine for my skin, throw it away. Like it was just a fucking asshole. You know what I mean?
For no good reason.
At all. So I moved out and ended up having to move back at like 16 because my mom was gonna end up losing my Social Security check. The person who I was staying with was like, and she loved me, even till this day. She was like, I don't care if you stay here, but your mom has to give that check up to help with food, to help with cost. And my mom was not having it. But I don't even necessarily think that was a bad memory because I think that a lot of people do the best that they can with all available information that they have, even if it's a shitty decision. In hindsight. Because you know what I'm saying? Because in the moment you think it's the best one. But I think because of my skin disorder and trying to protect myself from the looks, the comments, the teachers at school asking disrespectful ass things, I blocked out a lot of memories. So I don't have bad memories. I just remember some good times there.
Perfect. That lined me right up. What's your favorite memory of childhood?
Man, and this is crazy. So on Nickelodeon, you remember Nickelodeon?
Oh yeah.
There used to be a show called Guts.
Okay.
Little dumbass obstacle course called Guts, man. And I had a best friend growing up, Michael Stewart. That's the one, the whole story on the bus. He's the one who went home and told his mom, and his mom called my mom, and that's how my mom found out because I didn't tell my mom. But that was my best friend growing up, and we would play the dumbest games at the park in the projects, just jumping from on top of the swing to on top of the little car, like the floor is lava, like. So I think that was probably one of my greatest memories of being a kid is just being outside with my friends and them not treating me differently or for me, I don't sweat. So my skin condition is called erythrosis. I don't sweat.
Okay.
So I grew up next to the basketball court where I'm one of the guys. Like we're playing basketball to the point where, excuse me, like my face is turning red and my heart rate's probably going to it close to 200 because even right now it can go to like 180.
Okay.
Face beet red color of an apple. And I'm not trying to stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my friends, they eventually have to be like, CJ, you got to calm down. But they're not treating me different. They're not making me feel like I'm different. So those were my core memories growing up. It is just being out there with friends, playing basketball, playing golf with an acorn and a stick, like doing the stupid, dumb shit that kids don't get to do now because they're in their phones. Like,
Dude, that's funny to me because kids can be the worst, but kids can also be the best. So, so you find some good friends, and it's like, we need. I mean, so kids can be really good, but they can also be really shitty. So,
Yeah, kids can make life unbearable. Like truly, if there's no sense of selflessness or no sense of people's feelings, like. But at the same time, now that I'm where I am in life and with the training that we do at work and all of this type of stuff, like, can I be mad at? Unless Mark, I don't know who Mark is. Can I be mad at Mark for talking shit to me all through childhood when he grew up in a home that everybody talked shit and that was his norm? Yeah. That was his environment that he thought was acceptable. Yeah. Like,
hindsight.
So, right. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Man. So you said so did we miss anything or am I good to move on?
No,
okay, perfect. So you said father to be at 18, you come back to JI. How is that, man?
So it was nuts. Okay, so look, I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you the story because it was like, because people think that it takes a million times before you get somebody pregnant, and it doesn't. So me and my kids' mom ended up having sex for the first time around Valentine's Day. We knew that we were homeless and moving. Okay, so I knew I was leaving March 1st. Okay, so she stayed the night February 28th, right? And of course, you know what I'm saying, me being dumb, young, non-educated, no emotional intelligence, Cornell or CJ at the time. Yeah, let's have sex a million times with no like everything is gonna be fine. So we didn't talk for about 2.5 months, 3 months. And then all of a sudden I get a call one day and she's just crying on the phone. And I knew. I'm like, fuck. Right. So like it was graduating and knowing that you're gonna have a baby all kind of at the same time. And then so I ended up moving back to Jackson to do what you're supposed to do when you have a kid. Marry the lady that you're having kids with and jump through all of those hoops and do the dad thing.
You said kids is mom.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume do you have multiple kids with her?
Fuck yeah. I'm just joking, no, because we have a great relationship now for the most part. Even though it hasn't always been that way. Yeah. But yeah, so we have 5 children.
Awesome.
And a set of twins who passed away. So we have 7 children. So
sorry about that.
No, I appreciate that. But when you're young and dumb, you have kids every 2 years because isn't that what you do? So that's what we did. We had kids 2002, 2004, 2006, 2008, and 2009.
No shit. Literally 2 years apart. No shit. Wow. Do you only have 5 kids?
Huh?
Do you only have 5 kids?
Yeah. So those are the only children that I have.
Okay, awesome. Oh, okay. I just didn't want to assume.
No, and it's crazy. No, see, and it's crazy. And I think that's one of the things that prepared me for the fatherhood role that I do now, is that when I tell people I have 5 kids, I have to back that up with they're all by one woman.
Yeah.
Because when you say you have even 2 kids and you're a person of color, it's automatically how many baby mamas you got. First off, I don't have any baby mamas, but I have a mother of my children and those sorts of things. So yeah. Yeah, and
clearly, yes, I know that stigma there is for black, but also like now in today's society, white, it's like when my mom and dad were growing up and had me, it was like you didn't get divorced. And that was only 28 years ago. You didn't get divorced. And it's like you didn't really have multiple baby daddies or baby mamas. Now, it doesn't really matter, what color you are. You have 4 kids with 4 different dudes or 4 kids with, that just seems like that's the way the world is.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. It just seems like that. Man, so you move back, and I'm gonna guess 18 is when you move back to and graduated JI and baby on the way. All right, man. What was your first job?
Man, so my first job literally was Wendy's, right on the corner of High and what is that? High and West Ave,
right from my house. Yeah. No shit. Okay, cool, dude.
So I worked there from 15 to 19.
Okay. Held it down for 4 years too.
Yeah, so I've always been a worker. I was there was a long period where I was a stay-at-home dad, but I was always a worker. So like I was going to school, I was working at Wendy's part to full time, and then I was working when they opened the IECO Resource Center right on the corner of Pie and Airline. When it opened, it was a computer resource center to teach people in the community how to use computers. Cool. So I would do that when I got off the bus from school, do that till 4, ride my bike up to Wendy's, be there by 5.
Damn.
Work the shift and then come home.
You're fucking, well, what I'm saying, like, not just that you're a worker, holding a job at a fast food joint for that long is impressive to me as well. Like, that's just impressive in itself.
So workers don't work how they used to.
No.
But back then, I was just grateful for the people that I worked with. I worked with some people that I went to school with that became friends. And just the environment wasn't toxic. Like the older that I get, I see that a lot of workplaces are toxic, and especially at an early age. If you're exposed to that toxic environment and you think it's normal and then carry it on, that can fuck up the rest of your life. And that could, or if you don't carry it on, it can have a huge impact on your psyche. So I was grateful to have a great just group of people that I worked with, truly.
19, you said you quit Wendy's, right? Or how did that go down?
I walked out. I was like, you know how that goes. Like back in the day, you used to get the free meal. You know what I'm saying? So I got to work, man, and it was stupid. I got to work early, as I always did, to get my free meal. Got my free meal, found out where I was at in the place, didn't like it. Was like, I'm going to eat my food outside. Because we had like a little cement picnic tables on the back. I'm like, man, I'm going to eat my food outside. And it just did. And it did. I went down to the Commonwealth building when they had the call center.
Okay.
So I went down to the Commonwealth building the next day and applied for the call center.
You got a job?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah. Okay, so you're 41, right?
Yeah.
You leave Wendy's at 19. How long did you work at the call center?
Man, probably like 6 months or so, 7 months or so. It was short paced. Just because I didn't like the repetition of the phone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I started off in the basic call center, then I moved up to doing like states, utilities, whatever it was at the time, water consumers for their state, whatever. But it just wasn't for me. So I ended up becoming a manager at Movie Gallery.
What's that?
So it was a movie rental place.
Oh,
all you youngsters out there. But it was a movie rental place out on the corner of Lansing Avenue, Cornell, and the little strip mall. So I believe now it is an autism education place on the corner, or maybe it's both that and a Big B. I think they blocked it off into separate businesses, but it used to be a really nice section at the end.
Cool, dude. No, this is exciting. So 5 kids. When you're working at the call center, were you married yet? How
did we get married?
Can we go down that part of your story a little bit?
Yeah. So it was crazy because so we went from not even dating to being engaged.
Okay.
Legit, because I thought at the time, I'm like, man, we're having kids.
Right thing to do.
This is what I'm supposed to do. Like this is what society tells me the masculine thing to do is you marry the person you're having children with and you provide. So it was legit. She was standing in the bathroom. I was sitting in the front room. I was like, you want to get married? She's like, I guess. No. I was like, let's go get some rings. And that's literally how it happened. Okay. So we ended up getting married in 2006. So that would have been when my oldest son, who's living, was born. Okay. Because in 2002 we had my oldest daughter. In 2004 we had my twins that passed away. Okay. And then 2006 we had my son, my oldest son, who's living now, and that's when we got married.
Awesome. Yeah. So how we met? Have you ever had any troubles in your life with substances or?
Yeah. Okay. So what was it? In 2012. So I got divorced in 2012. Okay. In 2012, I caught a verbal domestic. Legit. So I was going nuts. So it originated as a verbal domestic.
Okay.
And then it's crazy. My mom came, like, and she did everything she was supposed to do, like, because not only did she have my back, like I said, growing up, but everything who I am now, keeping my word, everything is because of my mom.
Okay.
So my mom even got up on the stand and testified, like, yeah, he was holding her down. So it turned into domestic, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it originated as a verbal domestic.
Gotcha.
What is a
that doesn't even sound like it's a real thing.
So I don't know what it is. I know that it's not on my record anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, no, like I was doing a damn good job of cussing her out.
Okay.
And it's crazy because like anger was the secondary emotion. The first emotion was fear because what had happened, like the backstory behind it, which doesn't lessen the impact. You know what I'm saying?
No,
the backstory behind it was my son had fell and busted his lip. I was a scared dad at the time who didn't know anything, and I was just trying to contact his mom to find out what to do.
Yeah.
She was nowhere to be found. And then when I found her, you know what I'm saying? Then I blew up because I was scared.
No, I get it. I get it. Dude.
But but it's crazy how I tell people like, oftentimes when you feel like the world is falling apart, it's really falling together.
Yeah.
That was probably the best thing that ever happened to me in my life was to get that charge. Truly 100%. Yeah. Because it forced me to stop smoking weed. Shit. I even tried to hustle the system out of smoking weed. Yeah. I'm like, look, I'm not smoking weed. I'm not smoking weed. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. And then the judge, Mr. Sample, and you already know it's bad when they be like, Mr. and then your last name, you know? Like, Mr. Sample, you can't tell me that you're not smoking weed. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't understand what you mean. Yes, why would I lie to you? Sir, I know. Sir, we sent your urine off to get tested at the hospital. And so that's where I found out a lot of things. Yeah. So that's where I found out that the little shake test that they do is on a scale of 1 to 50. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. Didn't know that, right? Yeah, I didn't. Until he told me that my piss came back 1,500.
Damn.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
damn.
right. So like, he's gonna put me in jail for the rest of my probation. You know what I'm saying? I think I had a 15-month probation.
Oh shit. Shit. So that's prison.
He was gonna put me away. I was like, can we please have a moment of recess so I can go talk to my lawyer? Mm-hmm. He was like, yes. So me and my lawyer went out in the hallway. I'm like, look, man, I go to rehab today. I do whatever the hell I got to do. Just I do not want to go to jail for this long term.
Yeah.
Because I was still raising my kids at that time. You know what I'm saying? So we went back in. He's like, sir, Mr. Sample, we'll go to rehab. We'll put him in to Washington Way.
Okay.
And I think that was, again, one of the most beautiful things that ever happened to me because I'm really, really particular on something that you learn in one place isn't only matter, that it doesn't only matter in that one place. You know, it's like everywhere. Yeah. So that's where at Washington Way is where I found out that my car breaking down, it didn't break down because it was me. It broke down because it's at 100,000 miles and the tie rod snaps at 100,000 miles, but I didn't know that. So it taught me a new way to cognitively think.
Yeah.
When I got out, people say if you want it, you got to do 90 and 90. Yeah. And anybody who knows or who has been at a table knows what that means. Yeah. I did 96 and 90 because I wanted it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I went for it, and that's how we met. Like, and it's crazy because I knew that you looked familiar, and I knew that your name was familiar, and then you said, "Yeah, you probably don't remember me. This is where I remember you." Yeah, and I was like, "Damn." I was like, "Yeah, damn."
Yeah. No, it's kind of funny you say that, dude, because the best thing that ever happened to me was almost going to prison. I mean, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing what we're doing. We wouldn't be talking. I mean, like, it's the trajectory of my life went in a good way because of the bad that I did.
Can I get an amen?
Yeah. So, and kind of just speaking just a little bit about that, you said that you can carry it like other places with you. That's kind of like the point of this, like what we're doing right now. It's like I want to carry. This is awesome. It is awesome. So geez, so you get out of so how long do you say Washington away? 2 weeks only, right? Isn't that just a detox? Well, and I was detox.
Right. I was there for weed, and this was in 2012, and that also taught me that sometimes it's not the addiction that gets you, it's the lifestyle.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so for me, it wasn't necessarily even just the smoking weed, but it was the selling weed, the hustle. Like, so that's what it was for me, was the hustle, was the interactions with people. Like, and then the illegal part, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what it was. It was the hustle for me. The smoking was just a byproduct of my mindset of the hustle.
exactly.
Yeah,
dude. That's and I mean, there is me going to AA. I don't as much anymore, but one of my standpoints is that there. Do you know who Dan Abrams is? He used to be a news anchor. Now he does the To Be Better podcast or something like that.
I'm gonna have to check.
Dude, it's fire. It's fire. But he said there's a place in everybody's life for substances. So now don't take that to an extreme, clearly. But dude, he's like, so he's a cocaine addict. It was his thing. He's a cocaine addict. I cannot do cocaine, but here or there I'll have an occasional drink when he's out. I mean, he's rich, so whatever he's doing. But there's a place for substances in your life. It's when substances start to take over. I mean, Tylenol's a substance. Caffeine's a substance. Like, there's a place for substances. It's just when you overboard, and that's my problem. I go overboard on everything.
So that's what also, like I said, education for me doesn't only go for one place. So that's what also takes it to religion for me. Because I never realized that I was putting smoking before God. Yeah. So when good things would happen, I'd run and smoke. When bad things would happen, I'd run and smoke. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So even substances do happen in your life and have a place. You know what I'm saying? But for me, because I can only speak for me, I have to make sure that they align in the areas and in the ranking that they need to be in. Like,
it's funny, man. I was having a really hard go of it. 18 months. They say everything kind of goes to shit when you get 18 months sober. Well, everything was going to shit. And Katie just told me simply to my face. She said, "You just remember what you told God that day." And dude, I'll never drink again. Like, dude, because oh God, I'll never do it again. She said, "You remember what you told him, before you think about going and drinking." And I'm never gonna drink again. It's that simple for me. But I don't know why that rang in my head. Like, all the, the me crying, "God, I won't please you." I'm like, I don't want to go through that again.
We get to a place, and even society, they get to a place where they're past some of their trauma, or they're past some of their baggage, quote unquote. And then forget what the hell it's like. And that sucks, because then you're susceptible to going back and repeating that trauma. And for a lot of people, and you'll know this if you're in addiction or have ever been in addiction, you fight to get out of that shit long before you get out of it. Like it's a long ass fight before you get out of it. You know what I'm saying? And we've all lost people who couldn't make it out of the fight the second time. And if you really, really sit back and think about it, can you make it out the next time? Because it took me fucking years to get out. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if I can. So is it a game that you want to play with? Is it a teeter-totter? Like,
my friend Skittles, we have a really fun. We met on Xbox 20 years ago. But dude, he's my best friend. But dude, he had me write down everything going through my head. I called him. I said, "Skittles, today's the day." I woke up, dude, and I was done. But like what you said, there was a year of fucking fighting it before. But the day I woke up and I was done, he said, "All right, pick up a pen and a paper." And he said, "You write down everything you're feeling." So, dude, now, not that I've ever even thought about it, but I read it on occasion. I do not want to feel like I felt when I wrote that paper. Because, just reading it, dude, you can read the anxiety. You can read I felt the feelings off the paper. I'm like, I never want to fucking feel like that again, man.
And I tell kids in the facility, journaling is one of the most important things that you can do. Because you're able to go back and look at it, and like you said, it takes you back there. It takes you to that feeling. That mask that you have has slipped off, and now you're writing emotions that you didn't know that you were writing. And then when you go back and look at it, you're like, damn.
Damn. Damn. That's the only way to put it. Damn. we're at 45 minutes. I'll never rush you.
No,
like ever, but it's what I do, and I mansplain a lot. Yeah, I mansplain a lot. But I want to get into what you're doing now.
Yes.
So what was the turning point? So you got sober. How does life look right after that? I'm assuming, but
stay at home. Well, stay at home dad. Got married for a second time.
You still married?
Again on some humbug. Again on some humbug shit. Was walking up the steps. She was like, "You want to get married?" What? Like legit. Never, not doing that shit again. Gonna get married again, hopefully one day.
Wait. Same girl?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But no, it got me, and I truly believe I was supposed to be in that relationship, but I don't think I was supposed to get married.
Understood.
Because like I think you take things from relationships if you allow yourself to, you'll take understanding and knowledge. So what I took from that relationship was we were arguing one day, and I don't even remember what it was. It was something like stupid as hell. But she was like, "You can take your kids," because at that point it was week on, week off of my kids. They would be at their mom's for a week. They would come to me for a week, like week on, week off.
Perfect.
She was like, you can pack you and your kids shit up and get out. And I was like, okay. The next day I went and enrolled in college. So that was the turning point.
Awesome.
Had that conversation never had happened, there's no way that I would be who I am today, have the impact that I have today, care the way that I do today. So that was the turning point. Is I felt like somebody took my kids away from me, and I promised myself that I would never ever be in a position for somebody to take my kids' time from me again. So
I didn't even see it like that.
Legit.
Now I see it.
So for me, that was the turning point. Is nobody will ever have the power to say that I can't spend time with my kids.
That's fucking beautiful, honestly, dude.
Legit. So that's why I never went to jail. I went to jail one time for the weekend, like during my probation time. And it's crazy. Like again, God lining some shit up. I missed my oldest son's birthday. There's 7 days a week, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I had to get in trouble that year that his birthday was on that weekend. And I missed it. And I promised myself that I would never ever miss another one of my kids' birthdays, anything, and I haven't since then. So that's what it is. It's the turning point was my children. Like growing up without a stable father in the home and understanding the trauma that I still have now because of that, I was like, I'm never gonna have that for my kids. And even though a million times I gotta apologize because I'm not a perfect dad, by any means, I've always been there. And nobody can, if you know me, you can do a poll and people will say, that's one thing about Cornell is he shows up for his kids and they know it.
Has God always been a part of your life?
Yeah, even when I didn't know it.
Okay.
So like I grew up in the church. I grew up in a Wesleyan church. But then I got 15 and got a job, you know what I'm saying, and then left the church and was making money on the weekends.
Yeah.
That's when teenagers work. So I wasn't able to go to church. So I didn't go to church for quite a few years. And then I got on a little path of trying to find a church when I lived in Lansing.
Okay.
Couldn't find a church that I liked and then gave up.
Gotcha.
But it was crazy. This is 25. I want to say 2022 or 21. Justin, if you're watching, check me on that because we went putt-putt golfing earlier in the day. Then I went home and had a mini stroke.
Damn.
Yeah. So I was in the hospital, and I think that was God's way of humbly breaking me down to realign me with Him.
Yes, sir.
So then that's when I started knowing that God was with me. Like not being affected by the lady saying that I had AIDS to all of my friends. I didn't know that God was protecting me, but he was. Being able to graduate high school, that was God's hands all over it. A lot of times God sends man for his word, and that's why, like when we was outside, I told you that's what I pray. I end all my prayers with, please allow me to be a reflection of your love to others, because sometimes God sends man to help man.
Oh, dude, I've been in conversations before, and that's God talking to me. Like I've been like, I'm like, I don't even see the person anymore because it ain't him saying it. It's God,
and you know it.
Yeah,
and you know it. You know what I'm saying? So like I haven't always been a religious person, or I don't even want to say a religious person, because I think that there's a difference between somebody who follows God or who wants to have a relationship with God and people who do religion. I agree. I think a lot of people do religion. That's another conversation.
Yeah, no, I do. I'm on the same path with you on that, dude. I don't really care what you say. Jesus Christ is my savior, and then after that, you guys can argue amongst yourselves. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't care.
Like I consider myself, even though like I attend Jackson As, and I got baptized at JFM.
Awesome.
I still consider myself non-denominational because I believe that your relationship with God is individual. So the things that he wants to work on in me may not be the same things that he wants to work on with you. And as long as I understand that, and I'm not judging you for what he's working on with you or in you, then why do I have to be a Baptist or a Methodist or even a Nazarene? Why can't I just be somebody who loves God and devotes his life to him?
Yeah, I get a little flack. I'll say it. I've never said it on the air. I was born and raised Catholic. I kind of swayed away from being Catholic. I'm non-denomination because I just want to. God, just God. That's all I need. So I was going to Radiant. I had nothing against their church, but we went to Connections for Christ. But dude, no matter what church I go to, and then also the Catholic church in town hates me. I know they hate me. I go there Saturday for confessional because I still feel like everybody tells me, you don't got to tell a man this, that, and the third. There's something I need it. I need it.
That's your walk with God.
Yeah. So Catholic. So the fucking priest is. He's probably sick of me. He doesn't see me ever except Saturdays. I'll go in there and get a confessional, and then I go to a different church. And this dude is like, he's not the biggest fan of me, but he still does take my confessional. But
no, it's crazy. So like I attended a church over the weekend, and I probably never go back. Legit.
Yeah.
And it's because of a comment that the preacher made. So it's a really big mega church here in town. Millions of dollars. But I think that, and maybe it was just an off the cuff comment, but it made me feel like that church does religion versus walking with God.
Understood.
And it hurt because a lot of people say a lot of great things about that place.
Yeah.
And it just sucked.
Yeah. They're the church I was. Dude, the first, and I'm glad I got over it, but then something else happened, and I was like, I'm done. I'm just going. But dude, first thing was on the docket was money. I was like, oh, dude, this ain't right. It's right with me. I'm like, I don't think Jesus was preaching to his people. It just didn't feel right, dude. I'm like, I don't fucking care about what our budget is. I want to hear something good. Like, I don't care about But all right, man. So what are you doing now?
Oh man,
you kind of said it at the beginning, but let's
trying to get some sleep. So what I do now is backstory. So I'm coming up on 6 years at Community Action Agency.
Awesome.
So I started as a career planning specialist for quote unquote at-risk youth.
Real quick, I apologize. You said you went to college.
Yeah.
Did you go to college for what you're doing now?
Hell no. No. Anybody ever? No. So I went to school for business administration.
Oh, cool.
So for me, at that time, I'm in my mindset. I'm like, okay, I need something so versatile that it can it can go anywhere, that I'll be able to take care of my kids.
Yeah.
So I needed something that could damn near go anywhere.
Okay.
So that's why I chose business. And I come from a hustler mindset. Like, even when I was a stay-at-home dad, I was burning DVDs and fixing broke screens and resetting stolen phones and all of those things that you do when you're trying to piece together dollars and cents. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, no, that was funny.
It's good.
Funny shit. So what are you doing now?
Sorry.
No, you're
so I created 6 years at Community Action Agency. I was a career planning specialist for at-risk youth ages 16 to 24.
Okay, that's like helping them find
so what we did is it was for a program called Youth Build. Okay. So that were the kids who were tearing down the Habitat homes and actually building the Habitat homes for the families now.
Awesome.
So after that went away, I transferred over to homeless housing advocacy. So I did that for about 2.5 years. And then I was sent for a training regarding was it SSRSYAAB. So supporting school readiness and success for young African American boys.
Awesome.
So it was a training that our region, our states, and our states around us were doing. There was a training in Chicago, and I was selected to go to that.
Cool.
I think they knew what they were doing by sending me to this training.
Okay.
They knew that I was gonna fall in love with Head Start, because I'm a dad. And then you add in we need more Black men in classrooms, and then you add the whole, man, not only are you a person of color, you have a disability. Yeah. So like, right. I hate you guys. I love this place. So as I'm sitting in a room full of, I think there's like 200 people in the room, I'm like, I'm going back to Michigan and I'm leaving housing. Okay. I will be Head Start. So they wrote into their grant for fatherhood initiative, because we're seeing the disparity of fathers not being in the home and the effects that it has on our children in early education. So I feel like God had tailored the position for me. I wasn't gonna apply. And then I was like, I am, because I said that I was, and I'm not going back on my word. I will not go back to a training and tell these people that I did not keep my word. Yeah. So I applied. It was up between me and two other very, very knowledgeable and well individuals. It's crazy because we all work both jobs. Well, I work Community Action Agency. All three of us who were in the finals for the fatherhood position work at the juvenile facility, or did at the time.
No kidding.
So we all knew each other. So we knew it was going to be one of us three.
So either one of you would have been a good fit, it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. And I truly believe that from my heart.
Cool.
But fortunately, I think through my time at CAA and people just knowing what type of father I am and knowing that I'm a dad before anything else.
You were the best.
Right. And it's not any disrespect to the other two guys. But I just think that they knew that this was for me.
Yeah. Hey, truth, dude. If you were the best fit, you're the best fit. It is what it is.
So I have created the entire fatherhood initiative for our early Head Start and our Head Start program at Community Action Agency. I also, and when I say create, I mean, it's a one-man show. Okay. So it's me in 27 different classrooms. Dang. It's me creating the monthly activities that we do. It's me networking with the community. It's me meeting with community partners to see if they want to partner up for functions. Like, it's literally a one-man show. I do it all. Okay. So I do that for Community Action Agency, and then I also work for the juvenile facility, the Jackson County Juvenile Facility. And it's hard because I feel like both are my true callings. Like I said, I'm a dad first, so if I can ever help a dad, I'm game for it. But at the same time, I was also a kid who probably should have spent some time in the juvenile facility and maybe could have moved a little bit better. But I also know some of them kids in the juvenile facility just need somebody who loves them and who shows that love. Yeah. Like it's crazy. Like, and I hang my hat on it, and the kids know it, and staff knows it because I've cussed out staff. I literally got to an argument with a supervisor twice in the same shift. Because I tell them I don't need this job. I'm here because I really care about these kids, and I'll be damned if I see stuff go on that shouldn't. And I don't mean that it did. You know what I mean? I mean, like, I'm here because I want to be here. Some people go to work because they have to, or some people go to jobs that they don't like. And especially when you're in a job like a juvenile facility, you have a chance to either impact those lives for better or really, really hurt them for the negative. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be damned if just anybody's in there hurting people for a paycheck. So So I grind, you know. I'm a dad, like I said. I got 4 teenagers at home. One just graduated high school, so I got 3 high schoolers. One just graduated last year. I like to do photography on the side. Like I like my wrestling collection.
Yes,
Like,
sir. Yes,
like,
sir.
I'm just always grinding, but always trying to help Jackson be better, dads be better, help our kids understand trauma, and then understand poverty and how to get out of it, and just try to do my best to be a blessing, and then understand my ripple effect. Because for so many years I didn't care about my ripple effect, and I probably hurt a lot of people in the wrong way. So now that I do care, you can't play with my name. You can't say that I said something because I'm gonna say if I said it or not. Like there's no giving me anymore because I just want to do what I feel like God put me here to do.
Yes, sir. Before my wrap up question, who's your favorite wrestler, dude?
Shit, Bret the Hitman Hart.
No.
Tell me the Shawn Michaels dude. No. So old school, seriously, yeah, old school would probably be Bret Hart. Who got me into wrestling was Ultimate Warrior.
Oh shit!
Like coming down to the ring, just the over the top, running fast, grabbing the ropes, shaking them. I was like, man, it took me away from having a skin condition.
Gotcha.
So I think Ultimate Warrior is what got me into it. Bret Hart is my favorite old school.
I do like Shawn Michaels. That's a kick. I really do.
I know as soon as you said that, you know, because you're one of the two. Nobody likes both. You know what I'm saying?
Screw
Yeah, right. Nobody likes both. But now I probably have to say I like Randy Orton. I like Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I love Jacob Fatu. I think he's a really good person. And it's not like I like the wrestlers, but I like who you are outside the ring. Yeah. Like if you're a kind person, if you smile from your belly, if you interact with the fans and they can tell it's genuine, I don't care what you do in the ring. Like I'm gonna love you as a person.
I had the privilege of going to WrestleMania 23. I was a kid. It was in Detroit. That was the dude. We had nosebleeds. It was terrible with the binoculars. Dude, I loved it. That's one of my best childhood memories, man.
Yes.
Undertaker's my favorite. So cliche, but Undertaker, dude, watching him from I'm young, so watching him from Attitude Era, like the American Badass. Dude, I just loved him. I loved everything about him.
I literally just bought. So I'm a figure collector. I'm saying they just came out with the Undertaker from early '90s with the mask. With the white mask. I literally just picked up 2 of those.
Yeah, dude, it looked like a fucking a crack or whatever.
Dude,
that's badass. How much? I gotta ask, how much something like that run, dude? One of those.
Okay, so there's levels to this shit. So the figures, the stomachs don't move. The easiest way to tell. Figures that stomachs don't move are basics. Those are about $12 in store.
Gotcha.
Figures that stomachs only go front and back are elites. Those are about 20 to 25 in store. And stomachs that move all the way around are ultimates. Those are about 35 in store.
Talk some of those old ones you're talking about.
But like the resale values on stuff can go hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I spent $100 on a WCW Legacy of Sting.
No shit.
That's like his 6 figures, right?
Dude, that is my favorite thing he used to do. He'd have the mask over his painted thing. What the hell?
Yes. But even those go for hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how rare it is. It depends
Gotcha.
on how many people are looking for it. Like,
man, that's cool. Dude, you fucking taking me back to my childhood. That's awesome. We have the same wrap-up questions for every person.
talk to me.
What is your definition of success?
Love. Truly. Like, so I think my definition of success is in different areas. So with my kids, my success is them loving me loving them. I tell people to be the broken TV dad, not the video game dad. Okay. And how I explain that is when my kids were growing up and I didn't understand trauma or my ripple effect, I'd be playing the video games. My kids would drop to the floor and then roll in front of the TV like it was fucking Army crawl or stuff like that. Because if I was playing and I missed the catch or I got shot or whatever it is, why'd you do that? You know what I'm saying? The stupid stuff. Last year I'm at the juvenile facility and my watch goes off. I'm like, Dad, we accidentally broke your TV. And it's not a big deal, right? Until I tell you it's an 86-inch flat screen. And then I'm like, okay, what happened? We was tossing the sucker and it hit the TV. Okay. And that was it. So I get home and you can tell the whole house is on pins and needles. Just because I work hard, right? Like they know Dad. Like I want to watch my football on the TV. That's it. But you could tell the house was on pins and needles. And I was like, we'll just go get another one tomorrow. And even though I still had to go to errands and put it on low because I still live paycheck to paycheck, like I didn't pass any trauma on to my kids. So that's success. You know what I'm saying? Success is it's thinking of more than just me. So I think to encompass success is being selfless. And I'm just super grateful that I'm able to be, I'm not perfect, but definitely happy to find the success that I found.
Is there anything that I didn't ask that I should have?
It's a great ass question. No, I think you did great. Like
that means I did a good job, right? That's the reason why I asked that. So.
I can't think of anything that.
Perfect. Katie's wrap-up questions are: if you right now could meet younger you, and vice versa, younger you, not you, would you get along?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right on.
No. Even me, I'm 41. I started going to school at 32. So my entire life has changed from the last 10 years. Literally, I tell people, even from the time that I started working at CAA, if you haven't spoken to me or haven't spent real quality time with me in the last 5 to 7 years, then you have no idea who I am.
Don't even know you know
at all. At all. So even if you think that you know who I am because we had good memories or bad, I'm not that person at all. So I know I live in the middle of the hood, and I love it. But people don't know where I live. Like, I got a crap ton of Facebook friends. Less than probably 10 know where I live.
Wow. No, I did it. No, that's normally the answer. We just still have. And then my favorite question. We asked this. It started as like a scientific type thing, like to see if anybody overlapped, and we have not had one answer that's the same. If you had one word to describe your entire journey, one word, what would it be?
Grace.
Awesome.
Grace.
Thank you for coming on, dude.
I appreciate you from my heart.
This week, we got you a gift card because we know that you do a lot for the community. We don't know, or it'll help you, or do whatever you want with it. $25 from Myers.
No, I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. That's all you
help some dads, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Or help you do, or I don't know what you do. Buy a steak and for your kids or something. Whatever, man. Just that's for you. Seriously, I appreciate it. I'm going to turn this off. Do you mind signing our table?
Yeah, I'd love to, man.
Awesome, man. So let me end this. Video. That was phenomenal. Let me end this one and stream.